Stand by. On the air. So, welcome back everyone to Yukikoi Melt, episode 20. So why episode 20? So if you look at the subtitles, it's in English, and Front Wing just released this title on Steam a few weeks ago. So the release of this title is quite a surprise because it was not one of the top titles that Front Wing was announcing or what people were hoping for after the Grisaya series, the Grisaya Fan Trigger series, Island, and such. And they were hoping that Hatsumira was going to be next, but instead this one kind of jumped in line. So the reason I'm doing episode 20 and going on with this because this is one of the first titles that I have on this channel, and I finished episode 19 in December 2017, way before Front Wing was going to officially announce this title to be in English, along with Innocent Girl. So, I'm not going to explain what happens in episode 1 through 19. You can go watch that, because I gave a pretty good summary at the end of episode 19. So, that covered the opening route from the start button to the opening video. And from here, episode 20, I'm going to cover the common route. So go from the video to the character selection screen. So what happens in the common route is generally, now that Miharu has accepted the invitation to the Winter Club, we get to see what each of the girls will offer to Miharu as being part of the Winter Club. So we're up on the rooftop of the dormitory, and this was where the girls had Miharu look at a cucumber tree, and even though it looks ordinary, when the morning sun shines into the ice crystals on the cucumber tree, you can see all these colors refract from the ice crystals, and it kind of brings special feelings and memories for Miharu. And it kind of shows that, well, there are some things that you can only enjoy in the season of winter. And I think that's what kind of got Miharu to accept the Winter Club invitation at the end, after Kana and Yuki constantly pushing Miharu to join the Winter Club. So anyways, okay, so he now starts to feel that it's cold, so he's sneezing. Okay, so, sniff.
大変寒いよね。もう戻ろっか。あ、そっか。岡崎くん制服のままだもんね。
Oh yeah, so I forgot that he's not wearing much, just a uniform. So, not his coat, not his scarf. Well, now that you mention it, I am freezing. I guess a lot got forgotten in the chaos. Well, that said, nobody else looked properly dressed to be out in the freezing cold either, but I can't bring myself to point that out. Well, I guess it's part male pride, part not wanting to ruin the magical atmosphere. It's like, well, I know everyone's trying to show me something special, and it's bad if I just bring out, I'm cold, I'm freezing, I want to go back. But I think I can't understand how Himegiri feels now.
ささ、戻ろう。
Okay, well, I'm alright. Well, this isn't something you can see every day, so don't mind staying out here a little bit longer to savor it, or enjoy every moment of it.
そうだね。
So what's wrong? So what's with that? Let's see. Pause. Okay, so we see Yuki on the side, and let's see what she's up to.
先輩先輩。
So what is it?
生回路する
So would you like some bareback warming? Wait, bareback? Wait, isn't that too extreme? So why does that sound so seductively obscene? Well, it does.
ちょっとゆきちゃん、その言い方はやめてって言ってるでしょ。なぜ？肉回路の方がお気に入り？
So if you remember from before, Kane and Yuki, they use Shizui to warm themselves up after being out in the cold. And I remember that part where I think it was like there was one more room for one more person, and they're trying to have Miharu be that last person, but because of the boy-girl thing, it was kind of uncomfortable for Miharu to accept it. So you kind of passed. It's like, well, maybe Taruhi, you should join in because you don't like the cold either, so you're a perfect person for that last slot.
それはもっと嫌というか、私だって女の子なのにそんな生魚みたいな言い方。あ、そっち？え、そっち？
So what's wrong then? The two stare at each other for a while before turning instinct to look at me. No thanks. Well, you can look at me, but I'm not going to be able to solve anything here. So there's so much material to work with there. But unlike Yuki and Mitsuhashi, Yuzuki-san isn't a person I feel comfortable making dirty jokes with. Well, that's true.
じゃあ両方合わせて生肉回路っていうのはどうですか？
Well, I think at this point, Kana and Yuki should stop. Because Miharu's already mentioning that, well, I don't think these jokes are going to work well, and it's bad to talk about this in front of Shizuri. It's going to hurt her, in a way. Well, no way. That only makes it about 10 times worse.
ならば人間回路。
Well, I wonder if the heat got to your head, if it wasn't so damn cold out here.
回路と回路をうまくかけたダジャレですね。さすがミハル先輩。
Well, I don't even have the energy to react to that. It's like, well, come on, Kana, just stop it with all these jokes.
いけない。話し込んじゃってごめんね。早く戻りましょう。
And I wonder if Miharu purposely sneezed to try to change the topic. That would make sense. Well, I'm okay.
戻るとするか。
Well, then again, it's time to go back anyway, so... Wait, well, are you actually cold, Inaba-senpai?
ああ、さすがに体も動かさずにじっとしていると寒くなるね。
So are you sure about what you can say? Well, I thought you were the vanguard of the Winter Club. It's like, well, it's quite unusual for you to talk about being too cold because weren't you the one that was trying to push me to enjoy the cold in the beginning?
過ぎたるは及ばざるが如し、酒は百薬の長というように、何事にも適量というものがあるのだよ。
So it's like, well, I have a limit to some extent, so even though I can endure the cold, I can't endure it too much. Well, it'd be such a waste to.
Miharu.
So what's wrong now?
この景色はこれっきりじゃない。また見られる。
So I think Yuki's getting cold too, and that's why she's trying to bring up this like, well, you know, that scenery's not gonna go away soon, so you can always come back to it whenever you want. Really?
冬部ならいつでも。
So with that, I finally gave in and retreated back to the dorm, craving some warmth.
で、いつ入寮するんだい?
Okay, so what's next? So Inaba springs her question on me while I enjoy the hot leftover that Yuzuki-san kept aside for my breakfast. So marinate overnight, the cabbage goes perfectly with the fluffy rice. That said, I'm the only one eating hot pot. Everyone else is having a basic Japanese breakfast consisting of rice, fish, and miso soup. Well, then again, the other girls, they had their hot pot yesterday at dinner, whereas Miharu passed out because of the bathroom incident. So, in a sense, it makes sense to save some for Miharu and let him enjoy and see the artistry of what Yuki did to the hot pot.
ああ、入寮では分かりにくいか。寮に入るのはいつにする？私としては今日の放課後でも構わないが。
Well, I understand. So, I need some time to think about when I'm gonna move in. So don't push me and don't rush me. Inaba-senpai tilts her head as she holds out her empty rice bowl to Unozuki-san, who silently takes it and fills it up. The two come off almost like an old married couple. I'm starting to get a bit jealous of their relationship. But that isn't what I should be thinking about right now. Damn, those... Let's see. Konjac noodles have absorbed all the sauce flavor overnight, and they've turned out insanely delicious. Well, I mean, I'm only dedicated to join the club a couple of hours ago, so isn't that a bit too sudden? Okay, that makes sense.
そうかい?
Yeah, I do. So more importantly, can I really even move into what is for all intents and purpose a girls' dormitory at this point? Well, if I remember, the reason why it's like an all-girls dormitory is because Miharu is the only male member in this club right now, and even the advisor is a female. So the homeroom teacher, Yuka Sensei.
最近入ったカノン君は入部を決めたその日に寮に入ったものだが。
But then compared to Kanon-kun, so as soon as she accepted the invitation, she just quickly came in with all her stuff. Well, I'd rather you expect me to, or you don't expecting to match that walking ball of energy. It's like, well, that's Kanon. She's energetic. She's quite crazy, and she does everything quickly. But for me, I want to take my time, so.
何を言うんですか。善は急げ。家宝は寝ててもやってこないから歩いていこうって言うじゃないですか。
Well, I think you're making a couple of those up again, but I can tell what you mean.
カノは放課後に入部を決めたかと思えば、数時間後にはドラムバッグ一つで寮にやってきた。
Like, yeah, so as soon as she said yes to the membership, she just came in with a big bag of all her things and boom, moved in. Well, no wonder you're called the Hurricane.
いや、もういても立ってもいられなくて、こうビビビーと来ちゃったらすぐ行動しちゃうんですよ。あの日はすごい吹雪だから電車が止まっちゃってたんだけど、 歩いて登ってきたのはびっくりしたよ。
Wow, so it's like, well, there were some difficulties, like the cable car being stopped, but that didn't stop Kana from continuing her quest to move everything to the dormitory, so that's quite a feat. Well, then again, probably Kana was excited and she just couldn't wait. Well, I don't think that's the right word to describe you. You're way worse than just impatient. Impulsive? So the scariest part is that I can totally imagine that happening. I'm kind of starting to get used to her antics, though I'm not sure how to feel about that. Well, anyways, so the tofu is also quite something, having absorbed some of the savory soup. I wonder if there's any more left in the pot. So what about Yuki?
Yuki は初めから入部するつもりだったから入学式の前に入ってた。
Oh, so how did Yuki join? It's like, well, I accepted it on the first day and I pretty much started living in this dormitory from the first day of class. I see, so it's not like you met Inaba-senpai at school.
10年以上の付き合い。
So that's quite a while.
しずりんも一緒。
Oh, really? Well, I already figured you must have known each other for a while, but...
出会ったのは幼稚園の頃だったかな。
そうだね。
What?
ごめんね。小さい頃のうーちゃんのことを思い出して。
Well, those memories.
うーちゃん、今と同じ長さのマフラーしてたから引きずって大変だったの。だから汚さないようにユキとしずりんが持って歩いてた。
And she has so much scarf that we had to lift it behind her.
何ですかそれ。想像しただけでめちゃくちゃ可愛いじゃないですか。
そういえばそんなこともあったね。
Well, I can't imagine you ever having been a little kid, Inaba-senpai.
ちっけえな。私だって今のままの姿でトンビがポッと見落としたわけではないぞ。
Well, come on. I was born like all you people, and you can't just imagine me like that stork thing. And it kind of reminds me of Super Mario World 2, when the whole story was about the stork losing the babies or something. I forgot exactly how it went. Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that you came from a stork.
これでもようやくマフラーを地面につけずに走れるようになったのは8つの頃だよ。
Well, seriously. And just what are you? A ninja?
部長ならありえるかも。
Well, maybe she has ninja origins.
おっとちょっと口が滑ってしまったかな。
What? So what's the problem?
忍びこの不詳でプジかな。なんだか無性にワクワクしています。
So the problem is that when Usagi revealed about or mentioned the word ninja, it just got kind of all fired up, and for Usagi it's like, well, I'm not really a ninja and I shouldn't have said that word because it's going to give people the wrong interpretation. And it does for Kanen, where, oh, ninja, great, excellent! The rage, the fire!
こらこら、ただの冗談なんだから真に受けないでくれ。困ってしまうじゃないか。
なんだ部長、違うんですか。すっごく期待しちゃったじゃないですか。もうワ
What? That's it? Come on, I want some more excitement. You just put me down. It's kind of
冗
depressing.
談が下手で申し訳ない。
もっともらしい嘘をつくなんてひどいと思いませんか、タルヒ先輩。
But then again, kind of took it too seriously. It's like, oh, ninja, yeah, great. Oh, this is not true. I feel all deceived.
いや、タルヒ先輩？
So it seems that Tari doesn't want to be the pot calling the kettle black. Well, it's not like Inaba-senpai only started making incomprehensible jokes yesterday.
いえ、違いますね。
But still. So what is it?
部長の冗談は悪くないということです。原因は私の絶対的な経験値不足ですから。
So maybe she makes bad jokes and she needs to be retrained or fixed.
そう、許されたものだけが笑える。It's a shinobi joke. 冗談が雑。やはりそうですよね。私はまだまだ未熟者ってことですね。
And I wonder why they're still talking about this. It's like it's just a joke. It's nothing special. It's nothing to be all crazed about.
納得しちゃった。
Well, I feel like I'm starting to understand the inner workings of their minds. And yet, I can't even find an opening to clip in a sticky comment or a snarky comment.
とかく岡崎くんが寮に入る日取りについてだが、そうだな。いつがいいか。
So back to the question at hand. So like, when will you move in? Will this day work? How about this day? Or how about this one?
はい、どうぞ。
あ、すまない。
And before Yusaki can ask more questions, Shizui just gives Yusaki another helping. Well, that was amazing. Yuzaki-san pulled out a desk calendar from the moment Inaba-senpai I started drifting across the room. Oh, so Shizui just, okay, here's a calendar. Look at all the dates that are available. Well, they can't understand each other without using words. Well, my jealousy is turning into admiration at this point.
そうだな。もうすぐ日曜だし、何事も早めの方が良いね。
So it looks like it's a good day, or there's a good day coming up, and it's a good time for us to bring all your stuff to this dormitory. Wait. Well, I haven't even decided if I'll be moving in at all. Well, not to mention the fact that I need to submit an official application to the school and wait for their permission. So I have to do all the paperwork first and get those approved before I can consider moving into this dormitory.
岡崎くんって意外とそういうところきっちりしてるんだね。
But then again, you can do it first and then do the official paperwork later. It's like, well... But more importantly, there's no rush to have Miharu to move in right now compared to what Usagi is trying to do.
いや、別に悪い意味じゃないよ。いい意味で、そう、いい意味。
Well, do you think you can just, let's see, fling around backhanded compliments as long as you and that you mean it in a good way afterwards?
つまり岡崎くんとしてはそのあたりの手続きが気になると。先生。
Okay, so if you're concerned about the paperwork, let's see what the teacher will say about this.
その辺な ら先生がなんとかすっから心配すんな。
It's my job anyway, says teacher. Well, can't you take a little... or take this a little bit more seriously? You're just trying to distract me from the fact that you're stealing my food, aren't you?
適当じゃないって先生に任せなさい。あとこの餅巾着は着手金代わりで私の大好物だな。
So 1, I like mochis, they taste good, and 2, I'm supposed to do the paperwork part, so... Well, what's up with that teacher asking for a fee from a student you're supposed to support or like supervising? That's your job.
まあそれは単純にやる気の問題。私基本的に切羽詰まってこないとエンジンかからなくってさ。
Okay.
だから周りが早々にスタートダッシュという名のできちゃった子、今は授かり婚って言うんでしたっけ。それを見送ってたらいつの間にか最後尾でさ。って誰が生き遅れだよ。ちょっと今期が周回遅れなだけだろうがよ。
And once again, the teacher rambles about her unhappy life as a single compared to the other people who are married. And if you remember episode 17, Yuka almost hit on Miharu because she got too drunk and couldn't control herself. Hey, so do you do this one-man show every morning?
なんだよ。私が学生の時に結婚した親友が今度子供が中学生になるとか言ってんだぞ。毛が生えるんだぞ。
Oh, my friend's daughter is going to enter school. That means I'm so behind in life, and it's quite depressing. Himeguri?
はいな、なんでしょう。
So what's wrong? So does Misumi-san sensei act like this all the time when she's alone?
どこに導火線があるかわからないから気をつけるだけ無駄だよ。
Okay. Well, damn, you really do get quite blunt sometimes.
いい意味で。
Yeah, well, I've heard that already.
うひ
Oops. So no one else reacts. They seem to be used to Misumi Sensei's constant outbursts.
まあお互いの寮のことでもあるし、手続きを進めるには日取りを決めておかないとね。いろいろと進まないのだよ。
By the way, we should have a date on when we could do the move so that we can plan accordingly. Well, I suppose you have a point. Well, it's my problem, but at the same time, it's not only my problem. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and decide. But then again, it's like, for just the move from the dormitory to the club room, it shouldn't be rushed, and they can always take the time to make sure everything is okay before the actual move happens. But...
なーに？煮え切らないね。白滝もらうよ。
Wait, are you planning to eat all my breakfast?
つーか何を迷うことがあるのさ。あれじゃない。学園の男子寮ってボロっちいし、廊下とか風呂場とか隙間風が吹いて寒いんでしょ？
Wait a minute, they're on two different questions. So, Miharu's talking about how Yuka's taking all of his breakfast, whereas Misumi Yuka's talking about the move-ins. Like, well, you know, that place isn't that great, and there's no point of clinging onto it. You should just move right away and enjoy the almost luxurious life that you have at this dormitory. Yeah, it's pure hell. I keep plugging them up, but new ones appear later, or faster than I can fix them. And we have this awful draft going right through the bathroom.
ならこっちの寮を渋る理由なんてないんじゃない？もぐもぐ。
So why not move in now and avoid all those not so comfortable lifestyle? Sakana and Yuzaki-san nodded in agreement. Or Yuzuki. Well, I guess not. Well, the facilities are also top-notch. Over here.
施設以外に問題でも？
So what else is your problem? So what's stopping you from moving in right away? It's like, well, I'm a man, right? So this is a girls' dormitory, and it kind of feels awkward for me to be living here.
まっちゃ、バカ正直だな。普通の男子なら黙って内心で「ひゃほいハーレムー!」とかはしゃいで気持ち悪い顔してそうなもんなのに。
Okay.
ハーレム？岡崎くんそんなこと？
And it's giving the girls the wrong idea about what kind of place this is. Well, why don't you move to the boys' dormitory, Misumi-sensei? Then you have your own personal harem. So if you really want a guy to marry with, but maybe you can spend more time at a guy's place and see who wants to take you. They can stop complaining about your unhappy lifestyle. So what's with that expression? You look as if you just sent the light. Or seen light.
しかし目から鱗だわ。案外それは妙案かもしれないぞ、岡崎。なるほどな。
Well, please understand that was sarcasm. Before you do something stupid, Miss Me or Miss Responsible Adult.
わってるよ、そんなもん。
So does being single in your 30s make you desperate enough to cling on to completely dumb ideas or something? Well, the whole marriage thing is scrupulously starting to scare me. Well, no, I mean, are you all sure you don't mind me living here?
私は言うまでもなく構わないが。
I'm okay with it, says Usagi.
右に同じく。
No for Yuki.
左に同じく。ウェルカム同士ですよ。
And definitely no for Kanen. But what about Taruhi and Shizuri?
私もそりゃ昨日みたいな失敗はあるかもしれないけれど、それはお互い注意していけばいいことだしね。
Okay. Yes.
あ、ごめんね、私余計なこと。
So Yuzuki-san's fans her reddening face as she remembers what happened. So what about Taruhi then? So and there's another girl finishing red as a tomato beside me. And let's see. So, what do you say about me living with you people, Himeguri?
いや、そうだね。昨日みたいなことはその事故だし、しょうがないというか。
Well, then again, what about that time when we were in the bath together and you accidentally ended up in the same place as us? And I cut that part out, and it would have been between episodes 17 and 18.
そ そりゃあもちろん不安だよ。春日先輩。
So things like, oh come on, so we got one dissenter that's going to make our statement to Miharu less convincing. So tell him to move to this place right away. So Tarahi dejectedly, oh sorry, I went too fast. So let's see. So Tarahi dejectedly dropped her shoulders, and noticing that Himeguri desperately flails her arms about.
違う、そういうんじゃなくて、
It's like, well, so I think Tarahi wants the move, but it's like, well, I'm kind of worried that Miharu's going to end up in the same incident, like the bathtub incident, if he does join in, and it's going to hurt him more and make it unwelcoming for him to stay here.
そう、お風呂上がりの着替えを忘れてバスタオルを巻いて部屋に戻ったりとか、こたつでゴロゴロしながら雑誌を見つつお菓子食べたりできないし。
And remember, for the whole night, Tarahi was kind of guilty for what she did in the bathtub incident, and she was watching Miharu all night, watching him recover. Yeah, well, I guess my presence would limit some of your freedoms.
知識過剰過剰、気にしすぎなんじゃねえの？はん、パレパレもぐもぐ。
So not caring that her belly is exposed to the whole world, Misumi Sensei scarfed her sides as she gobbles down a bowl of pickles. And if there's one person here who should be a bit more self-conscious, it's definitely not Himeguri. You'd think she would at least try to pretend to act like an actual adult.
そうかもしれないけど、でもトイレとかでばったり会ったりしたらどうしたらいいのか。
Well, I guess we've got no choice but to be careful about that.
それじゃあ、ミハル先輩が寮に入ることには反対じゃないんですね。
But the problem still is that, well, even if we try to be careful, there's a chance that the accident may happen again, and it's going to cause more injuries for Miharu.
もちろんだよ。岡崎くん自身がどうとか、男の子だからどうとか、そういうことを気にしてるんじゃないよ。いや、今は男の子としての話だけど。ごめん、なんか頭の中どちらかっちゃって。
It's alright. Well, I can tell you're giving it some serious thought. So try your best to make it so that it's possible for me to move in without the problems that can arise.
考えすぎだとは思うけど。
So wouldn't say that.
そうですよ。そういうことを考えられるのがタルヒ先輩のいいところじゃないですか。いや、そんな褒められても困るからね。もうこの話題おしまい。というか、かのは考えなさすぎ。
Okay?
いやー、楽しくなってくるともうそれ以外考えられなくなっちゃってお恥ずかしい。はい、というわけで賛成4に不安票1、反対票はなしってことでいいね、岡崎。
But anyways, looking at the overall, I'll say like the overall meeting, it looks like the girls overwhelmingly want Miharu to move in with them, and there are no objections. So it pretty much means that you should move in, Miharu. Well, well, thanks everyone. So everyone silently nods when it expresses my gratitude. Or I express my gratitude. So is it really okay, Misumi Sensei?
ああ、問題起こしたらぶっ飛ばして追い出す。それでいいんじゃねえの？
So remember what happened? If you did anything bad, I can always beat you up again at a snowball fight. Second match. Understood, miss.
もしくは私と入籍して身内にしていろいろもみ消すって方法もあるけど。
There's a hint to how shameless a person can get, you know.
見栄や世間体で人生が潤うかってんだ。ガブガブ。
Hey, look who's talking, and that's my hot pot. Are you planning to devour everything that's mine? So why are you eating my dish? Didn't you have your own breakfast?
デザートは岡崎としゃれ込もうか。ペロリ。
Wait, is that too much for Miharu or like Yuka to eat? It's like, oh, I'm gonna save that for desserts. Well, that just doesn't work when you say it with soup. Let's see, dribbling from the corner of your mouth.
純粋ネキじゃない。そりゃ私が汚れってことか？あそこにクモの巣張ってるってことか？
Well, then again, your eating habits look quite poor.
先生、朝から何言ってるんですか？もう。ちくしょう！若いからって余裕こきやがって。若さにかまけてられる黄金時代なんてそうそう長くねえんだからな。覚悟してろよ！
And now we go into another rambling.
そう、長くねえんだぞ。
Okay, so now that breakfast is over, we're gonna see what happens next in the next episode. So there wasn't really much going on other than just a normal morning talk, and the big question is that when is Miharu going to move into this place with all its belongings? So in my episodes 1 through 19, I called it the Winter Source Village. But the translation calls it Snowgri-La, and I wonder where that comes from. But I do know a word, Shangri-La, and I don't really know where that's from. But anyways, we're going to see how the day goes and who's going to be the first to offer something to Miharu. So on a last note before I close this episode, what you've seen up to now from episode 1, you can only get it if you install the 18 plus patch on the Steam version. So for some reason, Frontwing made it so that if you get the regular version without the 18 plus patch, it'll be sent directly to Tarahi's route once you click start. You get no options, no opening route, no common route. And I feel that's because Frontwing wanted to be careful about what happened with Loki-La Volume 2. So that was one of the titles that I was hoping to put on this channel, but because of the Steam fallout, it got removed, and there hasn't been really updates about how they're going to address it. And I know that Frontwing did put a demo playthrough on their channel for Loki-La Volume 2, and that video got age restricted. So it probably is a little too heavy on the age content, even in the common route. But anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.